Hello everyone, welcome back to According to John. Today I thought I would take a moment to briefly address the claim of literary derivation between the origin stories of Horus and Jesus. There are a lot of memes floating around out there making this assertion, so I thought I'd test their validity. Now, while Egyptian mythology in all likelihood did have at least some influence on ancient Jewish writings, so did the Persians, the Babylonians, and the Hellenized world, but that's a separate issue. It's important to fact check and be sure that this applies in this particular case. I figure the best way to do that is to examine the story itself. Thus, without further ado, here we go. So a long time ago, the earth god Geb and the sky goddess Nut get busy while Ra puts the all-seeing eye to good use, and thus some of the Egyptian pantheon is birthed. Their children, Osiris and Isis, ruled all of Egypt as king and queen. This was the mythical golden age of Egypt. As a practitioner of the rule of Ma'at, Osiris ruled by maintaining the balance between order and chaos. But his brother Set, a deity of chaos, wished to usurp the throne. In some versions, Set is jealous of Osiris's power and position. In others, he's mad because Osiris got busy with Nephthys, Set's mate, and created Anubis. Then again, he's probably just pissed because he has such a stupid face. Look at this asshole. The fuck is he even supposed to be, an aardvark or something? Anyways, though Set wants to get rid of Osiris, so he has a beautiful sarcophagus made, which matches Osiris's dimensions precisely. So there's this huge banquet of the gods going on. Of course! And Set rolls in like, "Sup, bitches?" with the sarcophagus in tow. This group of immortals are super impressed by this box within which to store dead things, despite death not really being a thing for them, and they all want one for themselves, because reasons. So Set agrees to give it to whomever it fits, and they all try it on for size. So when Osiris gets into the coffin, Set slams the lid shut, binds it closed, and throws it into the Nile. Everyone else just kind of stands around letting it happen, apparently. And Osiris drifts away down the river. Because I love satellite images. Oh. This doesn't actually mean that Set is in charge now, though, but I guess he didn't think of that, and Isis goes into hiding anyway. So Osiris drifts over to Byblos in Phoenicia, and a tree grows up around him. A local king cuts the tree down and uses it as a support pillar for his palace. Osiris is apparently dead at this point as he does nothing, and Isis and Nephthys have to find and come rescue his useless ass. So Set finds out that his wife and Isis have found Osiris's body, and fearing they will resurrect his rival, he steals the body, while the goddesses apparently stand by and do nothing again. Set then epically foreshadows the works of Douglas Adams by cutting Osiris's body into 42 pieces and scattering them all over the place. Relieved of their plot-contrived impotence, Isis and Nephthys proceed to pull a Where's Waldo and track down all the pieces of Osiris. They succeed in locating all but his penis, which was eaten by fish, so even after reassembling most of Osiris, homeboys still be, dismembered. So with the help of Thoth and Anubis, they bind Osiris's bits together and perform the first mummification. They fashion a magical golden dildo for Osiris, and Isis rides him cowgirl style in partial bird form for some reason, so she can conceive a son. This kinda sorta resurrects Osiris, but since he's still technically dead, he can't do much in the realm of the living anymore, and thus he becomes a god of the Duat, the distant and mysterious realm of the dead. This sets the stage for the birth of Horus. Isis births him in a thicket of papyrus reeds near the banks of the Nile. She and the other deities have to protect young Horus because Set wants him dead too. Of course! Since I've already covered the story of Set and Horus in another video, I guess I'll end the story portion there. The iceless suckling Horus iconography becomes a thing, and influences similar motifs for generations to come, but that doesn't necessarily denote direct correlation between the images of Isis nursing Horus and Mary nursing Jesus. It is, however, suggestive. At this point, I should probably point out that Plutarch wrote a somewhat different account, which details a later version of the story that was promoted by the cult of Isis at the time. Which is hilarious to me, because theists love to cite Plutarch as an extra-biblical contemporary account, which supposedly proves the Bible is true, but in actuality it only relays the beliefs of a specific cult at a specific time. I still think it's funny though, because by that logic, the story of Osiris is also true. Anyway, so it's been claimed that Jesus' origin story is a retelling of Horus's, but beyond the iconography, I'm not seeing too many parallels there, honestly. I don't know if conception via golden dildo insemination really counts as a virgin birth, but if Jesus' origin story was an immaculate conception, Is Horus an immaculate conception? I'll let myself out. This has been According to John. Thanks for tuning in. Angel, angel, what have I done? A face that quakes, the wind, the fire. A conquered country, crown and throne. Why can't I cross this river?